Ambulances left on the sidelines, police motorcycles with no one to drive them. Just a few of the realities first responders are facing in Tucson with growing staffing shortages. The News 4 Tucson investigators look into how these shortages could impact people like you across southern Arizona. Of course, Nylander has more in tonight's News 4 Tucson investigation.
We're seeing some serious staffing issues in several local fire departments and law enforcement agencies that has some people working on the front lines worried and wondering when any relief will come. Our investigation begins here at the Rural Metro Fire District. Last year, the News 4 Tucson investigators showed you how staffing shortages forced several ambulances and fire units to be sidelined on a regular basis, according to a source working for the department who sent us these logs showing the unavailable units, leaving residents like Tiffany Pelmont worried.
I was hospitalized last year in October, and if there wasn't an ambulance available, I don't know what would have happened.
All these months later, our source in Rural Metro tells us issues have only gotten worse. They say now firefighters are being put in unsafe situations, often not having enough staff on scene for active fires, forcing them to work through it without any breaks. The News 4 Tucson investigators reached out to Rural Metro, which disputes their claims, saying they staff residential fires to NFPA standards, and if a battalion chief feels more resources are needed, they can request additional units or make a request for mutual aid.
Where 20 years ago we were seeing double or triple the amount of applicants that we're seeing today.
Rural Metro Battalion Chief John Walka acknowledges they are facing a staffing shortage, which he says has been present even before the pandemic. They are seeing less candidates entering fire academies and have seen some leave for opportunities to work from home.
We're hoping that the applicant pool will improve for us, but we're seeing countywide a lot of the fire departments are experiencing the same thing where they're just not getting the applicants.
Which is true speaking with other departments.
Have certainly struggled with the best of everybody else to keep the staffing levels up, keep people at work, and manage the necessary time off.
But Assistant Chief Scott Hamblin with Northwest Fire District says their department hasn't gotten to the point of not fully staffing responses to fires or sidelining ambulances. That's when he said they'd start to worry.
We would certainly find any reduction in service level concerning. We haven't experienced that here. Our experience recently and over the last 2 years has been that the appropriate number of people that should arrive at those types of incidents do.
Maybe it's one of my own officers who need that ambulance. Maybe it's my family member. Maybe it's just me, you.
Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos says the issue has also been critical for law enforcement. The Tucson Police Department last year, under former Chief Chris Magnus, announced officers wouldn't be responding to certain calls due to staffing shortages. We requested an interview with Tucson Police for an update on that policy, but they declined.
People should expect us to be able to respond to calls for service.
Sheriff Nanos says he is trying to avoid being in the same situation as Tucson Police, but he says he is losing on average 52 deputies a year and even more correctional officers. He is going to be pleading with county leaders for help with staffing at a meeting in May.
I need more people. I have, for example, 20-some motorcycles out here, but I think I only have 3 motorcycle cops, and it's getting to a point where it's difficult to do it all.
We also heard about staffing issues within the Tucson Fire Department and Arizona Department of Public Safety. We have more on that over on our website, KVOA.com. Investigating for you, Corey Nylander, News 4 Tucson.